Welcome everyone. My name is Emily and today I have for you a gentle yoga class to de-stress your day. All right, so when you are ready, the only thing that you might want is a blanket. I've got my blanket laid out across the mat. That's just because we'll spend a little bit of time on our knees. And so if you would like a little bit of extra support, just have yourself a blanket handy. All right, when you are ready, meet me on the mat. Okay, so we are going to get started lying on our backs. So take your time to get there. And then when you do, have your knees bent, soles of the feet on the mat, and then heel toe your pinky toes out towards the edges of the mat so that your feet come wide. Let your knees fall in on each other. And then just rest your hands either on your belly or by your side. Allow the eyes to close if that feels okay. Then take a big breath in and let it go. Let's do that again. A big breath in and breath out. One more. Big breath in. Let it go. And just settle into the mat. Just take a moment before we start to notice any sensations going on in the body, right? Any areas where maybe you're holding on to tension or tightness. And then notice what's going on in your head. Notice if you're still holding on to something that has already happened during your day. Right? Maybe you're replaying a conversation that you've had or some events of the day, but start to see if you can let some of that go and just be really present on the mat. So what are you feeling? What are you experiencing right now? And movement will help with that, right? It will help us stay present. So when you are ready, we're just going to find windshield wiper legs. The feet will stay about where they are. Just let the knees fall to the right. And we'll linger here for a moment, right? So notice where you feel the stretch, perhaps in the lower back or the hips, or maybe in that left quad or the outer thigh. Then bring the knees back through center, let the knees fall to the left. And once again, just notice, where do you feel the stretch? Then come back through center. We'll go a little bit faster, moving side to side. But being mindful, right? So we can mindlessly move through poses and we will still yield the benefits of stretching and doing these poses. But if we can mindfully move through the poses and we can pay attention, then we start to notice what each pose might be up to, right? So notice right here, moving side to side, what might be loosening up for you, right? Maybe the lower back or the hips. Right, but we're tending to open the areas that get a little bit tight from sitting all day. Right, one more each side. And then just come back through center and we'll find our bridge pose. So we'll walk the feet back in towards the center, right, about hip distance apart. And then soles of the feet will plant down. We'll inhale, lift the hips up one vertebrae at a time, coming to our bridge pose. And then slowly lower back down. We're going to do that 2 more times with our breath. So use a nice long inhale to lift the hips, and then a nice long exhale to lower them down. One more with your breath. And then just hug the knees into the chest. Maybe rock a little side to side if that feels good, or take the knees in circles. And then grab onto the back of your thighs, extend your feet up towards the ceiling. Right, so the legs can be slightly bent here, but we do work towards straight. And then flex your feet quite a bit so that your toes point back towards your face. Big stretch for the whole back of the legs, right? Calves and hamstrings, back of the ankles. And then point the toes. So we get that big stretch on the tops of the feet and the front of the shins. One more time, we'll flex. One more time we'll point, and then just take 2 big circles in each direction with the feet, right? Maybe you get some cracks and pops. And then just come back through center, grab onto the back of the thighs, and we'll take a few rocks along the length of the spine, right? So if you're on hardwood floor or tile and this doesn't feel so good, you can skip it, right? Just come right up to your seat. But then we'll keep on going to our tabletop position. So all fours. And this is where you might want that blanket underneath of your knees. So take your time to support yourself in whatever way you need today. And then we'll find our tabletop position. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath of hips, and untuck the toes so that the tops of the feet can come to the mat. All right, we'll find our cat-cow. So on your inhale, let the belly drop down and the head come up. And then exhale, round the spine, bring your chin towards your chest, look towards your belly button. Let's do that again. Inhale, belly drops, cow pose. And exhale, round the spine, cat pose. Let's do it one more time, your breath. And then just come to your neutral spine. Hug the belly up and in so that we're not hammocking through the lower back here, but we've got a little bit of strength, a little bit of integrity in the pose. And then from here, we're going to extend the right leg back behind you. Tuck the toes under. And then just find this gentle rocking motion forward and back, right? So we're just opening up through the calf a little bit more. All right, then we'll come back through center. Keep the right leg extended though, right? We're gonna pivot the left foot out so that it goes off of the mat a little bit here. And then we're just gonna bring the sole of that right foot down, still extended, and reach that right arm up. So we come to our modified side plank, right? Your left hand, your left knee, and your right foot are all in one straight line. And then that right arm reaches up. Maybe you gaze up towards the right fingertips. And take a big breath in, breath out, and then just reach that right arm past the right ear, finding even more length for that side body. Take a big breath in, and then on your breath out, just come all the way back to that tabletop position. Right hand down, right knee down. 2 more cat-cow. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, round the spine. 1 more, your breath. And then coming back through center. This time we'll extend the left foot back behind, tuck the left toes under, and then find that gentle rocking motion forward and backwards. And then coming back through center. Modified side plank on this side. So we're gonna pivot that right foot off of the mat. Let the sole of the left foot come down. Reach the left arm up. Maybe gaze up. Stay nice and lifted here. You're pressing through that right hand quite a bit. You're reaching the crown of the head forward. And then reach that left arm past the left ear if you want even more of a side body stretch. And take 1 more big breath in. And then breath out, coming back through center. Tabletop, and then just reach the arms forward, puppy pose. Sink the heart down, maybe the forehead comes down, right? Your hips are staying either over top of the knees or slightly behind the knees. Big breath in, breath out. And then rising back up as you go, we'll transition to our downward facing dog. So tuck the toes under, send the hips up and back, and then maybe move your blanket off of your mat if you've got a blanket. All right, so find your downward facing dog. And then maybe you pedal out the legs. So bending one knee, then the other. And then find stillness. The knees can be bent. Press the hands down and maybe a little bit forward. And take a big breath in. Breath out. And then slowly start to tippy-toe your feet up to meet your hands at the top of the mat. Hang in your forward fold, so your feet are about hip distance apart. Your knees can be bent. Let your belly rest on your thighs. Let the head hang heavy. Maybe sway a bit side to side or shake out the head. And then on your next inhale, we'll sweep the arms out to the side and reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Extended mountain pose. And then exhale, hands come through heart center. Close your eyes and just feel for a moment. Where do you feel any sensation in the body? And take a big breath in. Sigh it out. And we'll get to moving again. So inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, forward fold. Then inhale to your flat back. We'll bend the knees enough that hands can come down. Step the left foot to the back of the mat. Bring the left knee down, right? You can always bring your blanket back under that left knee. Okay, then walk the hands up to the right thigh. Press yourself up to your low lunge. So you can always kind of wiggle that right foot forward or that left knee back to lengthen your stance if you so choose. All right, then from here, inhale, sweep the arms up. And then on your exhale, just drop the right hand down by your right side and then reach your left arm up and over. So we're just finding a nice side body stretch. Pressing a lot through that right foot, right? Our foot is strong, our foundation is strong. Then we'll inhale to rise back up through center, reach that right arm up. And then just bring the hands forward. We're just switching sides. So lift the left knee, step the left foot forward, and then step that right foot back. Bring the right knee down. Low lunge. We'll bring the hands up to that left thigh, walk ourselves up, and then maybe press the hips a little bit more forward. Then inhale to sweep the arms up. And exhale, drop that left hand down by your side. Reach the right arm up and over. So as much as you're reaching up with that right arm, you're reaching down with that left arm. Right? We're finding quite opposites here. Your gaze is steady to help with your balance. Take a big breath in. And then breath out. Come back through center. Reach the arms up. Reach the arms forward and step to the top of the mat. Lift the right knee, step the right foot forward, bow over the legs. Shake out the head. Then inhale, flat back. So hands can always be on the floor if you're nice and flexible this morning or afternoon or I don't know, whatever time it is for you, I guess. Okay, but otherwise hands can come to shins. We'll roll the shoulders back and down and we'll look straight down so we have a nice long neck. Just stay here for a moment. You can bend your knees as much as you need. Take a big breath in and then breath out, fold down. Then inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead all the way to standing. And exhale, hands come through heart center. Just feel for a moment. And then take a big breath in. Breath out. Open your eyes. We'll inhale, sweep the arms up. And then step that left foot back, crescent lunge. So once again, I'm going to move my blanket out of the way. But then we'll find our crescent lunge. Left heel is up in the back, right knee is over the right ankle. And then maybe you start to reach back with the thumbs and gaze up towards the ceiling. A little back bend, nothing major, but just finding lots of length through the spine. Take a big breath in. And then on your breath out, we'll open up warrior two. That left heel drops down so it's parallel-ish to the back of the mat. And then we'll just make any adjustments so that that right knee stays over the right ankle. Arms sweep out to the side. Feel the legs start to fire up. Let that fire kind of burn away some of the stuff of the day. Take a big breath in. Let it go. And then straighten through that right leg. Pivot the right foot so that your feet become parallel. Make any adjustments you need so that your feet are parallel. And then inhale, sweep your arms out to the side. Lift the heart up. And then exhale, forward fold over your legs. Right hands can come down to the mat for support. Drop the head. Maybe shake the head out. Then we'll inhale to a flat back. Bend into the right knee, walk the hands towards that right foot. So we're just side lunging. Send your tailbone back behind you. It's almost like we've got a flat back here, right? And then just lunge to the other side. Bending into left knee, walking hands over towards the left foot. One more time to each side. So bend into that right knee, side lunge to the right, and then side lunge to the left. Then come back through center. We'll bow down one more time. The crown of the head reaches towards the floor. Then inhale to a flat back. Put that bend in your knees, bring your hands to your hips, rise up to standing. And then warrior two, left toes point towards what was the back of your mat, right? So now we'll come into warrior two on our left side. Right foot is down and parallel-ish to the back of the mat. Arms sweep out. Just stay here for a moment. Take one more big breath in, breath out, crescent lunge. So the right arm will sweep forward as the right heel will come up. Right heel is up, left knee over left ankle. Roll the shoulders back. And then start to grow through the spine, right? So pull your thumbs back behind you a little bit, lift the heart, and maybe you gaze up towards the ceiling, little bitty back bend. Take a big breath in, breath out, and then reach the arms forward, bring them down to the mat, bend into that right knee a bit, just so we can step the right foot next to the left and fold over the legs. And let the head go. Sway the hips side to side. And then inhale, flat back. Heel toe your feet towards the edges of the mat for our malasana squat. So your toes will point slightly out, your heels will point slightly in. And then you can always start right here, right? Bending into the knees, bringing the elbows to your thighs, right? Keep the shoulders rolling back, keep the collarbones nice and broad. If you've got a little bit more space, you're feeling good. Maybe you sink the hips even lower. Adjust the feet as necessary, right? Everybody's got a different stance in their malasana squat. There's no one size fits all for this pose. But we'll lift the shoulders and the heart. We'll bring the hands through heart center, and then maybe we'll press our elbows into our thighs to open up a little bit more. And take a big breath in, breath out, and then we'll just plop down onto our butt, gadunk, or however you want to get there, right? Hands can come behind you. Find your seat however you so choose. And then we'll find our straddle. So we'll take our legs nice and wide. And then bring your hands either right in front of your legs, right in the inside of your legs, or right to the outside of your legs. This is going to depend on what makes you feel more supported, right? So up to you. But then from here, we're going to lean into our right hand wherever it is and reach the left arm up and over for a big side body stretch. Remember, your knees can always be bent here. All right, then we'll rise back up through center, switch sides so that left hand comes down. The right arm will reach up and over. Then inhale through center. We're just going to keep going. Exhale to the other side. So move with your breath here. And then the next time that you're reaching to the right, we'll stay there for a moment. So I like to bring my right elbow to my right thigh, or maybe more towards the ground, right? And that way I can kind of press my elbow into the thigh to roll my rib cage open even more, right? We want to stay open through the rib cage, through the shoulder. Take a big breath in, breath out. We'll rise back up, switching sides. That left forearm or hand can come down. Right arm reaches up and over. And then again, we're opening, spiraling open through the rib cage. Take one more big breath in. And then breath out, rise up through center. The hands will come in front of you slightly, unless of course you're feeling extra tight, right? Then maybe hands come behind you and you stay nice and lifted. All right, but otherwise take a big breath in. And then breath out, starting to perhaps fold down. Drop the head wherever you are and just breathe. And take one more big breath in, breath out, and then rise back up. All right, we'll just slide the legs together and lay onto your back. So taking your time to get there. And then we'll find our reclining pigeon. So cross that right ankle over your left thigh. Let the right knee fall out wide, and then you can stay here if this feels like enough of a stretch. But if you want more, maybe you pull the legs in closer to you. Allow the eyes to close, perhaps. Start to soften your breath. And then allow the left foot to come back to the mat, but keep the right ankle crossing over. And then from here, we're just gonna allow that left leg and the right foot, right, this whole structure, fall to the left, kind of like those windshield wiper legs that we found at the beginning, right? You might have to readjust here. So what we're looking for is we're looking to keep the right knee pointing up towards the ceiling and the sole of the right foot on the ground. So we're finding our twist, but we're also still finding this deep hip opener. If you're not quite sure, right, you're not sure that you feel it, maybe you take your left hand to your right foot and you see if you can pull that right foot closer to the left hip. Lots of body parts. Take one more big breath in. Breath out, and then come back up through center, and we'll just switch sides. Right foot comes down, left foot crosses over that right thigh, and then maybe draw the legs in closer to you. Then we'll let the right foot come down to the mat. Keep the left leg crossing over, and then let this whole structure fall to the right. So the sole of that left foot will come down. The left knee will point up towards the ceiling as much as it can. And then if you want more, maybe right hand to that left ankle. Pull the ankle in closer to the right hip. Keep the left shoulder down on the mat. Maybe reach the left arm out to the side. Then slowly come back through center. Release the left foot down. Just find 2 windshield wipers, right? Let the knees fall to one side, then the other. And then slowly, slowly extend the legs out long, arms by your side. Shavasana. Let's take one final big breath in. And then let it go. And just relax. Feel free to linger a little bit longer, right? As long as you need. But this is where I leave you. So until next time, keep on keeping on. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.